So, last but not least, by Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll
So
let you do synopsis duty, but just wanna kick things off, right? By saying first off, um the Jungle Book adaptation, right, which Jon Favreau did
right.
back in
So yes,
2016. It
yeah.
was actually one of my favorite movies of 2016. I had it on my top 10
Right.
list.
So,
I really
yeah.
enjoyed it. I love how I don't want to say seamless, but I love the live action animation, how they just came together, right, in this film. Um,
Right.
Great voice acting, of course, from Bill Murray, Idris Elba, Christopher Walken, McGill, Scarlett Johansson with a sexy voice playing Car. You know what I mean? And I want to talk about Car and who they got to play Car, but I'll get to that in a bit, right? So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that movie, but it's just like I think it was late last year, early this year. I saw the trailer for this one here, Mowgli: The Legendary Jungle. And I was surprised because I was like, but we had a Jungle Book movie before, was this?
Right.
But then later on, I learned that well, this movie was made around the time when Jungle Book was being made.
Right.
So Warner Brothers had to shelve it, and oh well, you know, Netflix being the juggernaut that it is, and well, being the media juggernaut that it is, and I guess being kind of generous to Andy Serkis, who directed the film, say, yeah,
Right.
let me put it out on the platform, now see how people think it. We put it out in theaters, limited of course, because I don't think people would see it, which you'll
Yeah.
get into. But yeah, we'll put it on Netflix and see how it works. But the thing that makes this thing all the more funny, right, is not just that Disney put out the Jungle Book movie the same year that Circus and Warner Brothers are going to put out theirs, right? Which is a hard look, a huge hard look, right? But is that a mere few weeks before this movie came out on Netflix, we got the teaser trailer for Lion King, Jen.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see it. I love what I've seen here. Well, we didn't talk about it here on Bears Beats and Bailey, but totally impressed by the trailer. Love the realism of the characters and whatnot. Still had to hear Donald Glover be Simba, but that is well, we hopefully will hear that next year at some point in time. But it's just that Jon Favreau doing this thing again with Disney,
Yeah.
taking a much beloved animated movie and adapting it, anim, um, with top notch CG and whatnot. But this is like literally 2 years after Jungle Book, and here now we have Mowgli and Andy Serkis saying, "Hey, remember me from War of the Planet of the Apes? You know that movie that
Yeah.
everybody loved and Momo Cap and all that stuff. Remember me? So here's my movie, and yeah,
Right.
we got it. We checked it out. So Ricardo, what is Mowgli: Legend of the Jungle about?
Right. So it's about a man cub.
Yes.
Basically, this person, this boy child orphaned by Shere Khan.
Uh
Well,
huh.
Shere Khan is a big tiger, big old mean tiger in the jungle of India. Not
Uh
sure
huh.
what part of it doesn't clear to me.
It's it-
Um,
it's never established where the dude is,
yeah,
but
but we know it's in
whatever.
there. And basically, he kill his mom, kill his parents, and he gets picked up by uh Black Panther. I want to
Yes,
say.
a panther.
Right. By name of Bagheera, he comes and offers him to be taken care of by the wolves, and he, but basically vouches for him to be raised by the wolves and then be taken care of in the law of the jungle. And it's a big narrative of this boy going through this war of the jungle and his identity as not a man, or you don't consider himself a man, but not a wolf either. Um, that's the story. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Matthew, I really wanted to like this, but boy, this shit didn't work at all, Jed. It
I
didn't
I
work.
wanted to like this thing too. I wanted
You
to
know this
like it as
remind me.
well,
You know this
but
remind me about it. It reminded me of Warcraft.
oh really? Okay.
In terms of like, way boy, this could be really good, but just not gelling together at all, Jed. And that's what it reminded me of in that sense of it everything there, but it just not what you call less than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
That is what happened here, Jordan. It have good tier and it have good thing. And then one of the big problems, the biggest problem, I think I don't know what it is, because you could tell the budget gets slashed halfway, and you get
Ah.
the feeling that to kind of rush this to the end, and so the CG not looking too hot. And because it come out after Jungle Book, which looked polished and well finished, this just fall by the wayside now, in that
Yeah.
sense now. So all the CG look kind of bad, like really bad at times. So that take me out of it now, because that's the big seller of the movie. And I get the aesthetic and the look of it supposed to be much less nice and much more gritty than the Disney film. But you can't help but compare it to the Disney film.
Yeah, I know.
A big problem for me this. And I had so much things I wanted to like in it, because I was liking the voice acting. I was liking the real nasty look at all the animals, because they're trying to go for that matted, nasty look at the animals now, like how animals look in nature now.
Yeah.
You know, blood, and they're looking sweaty, and little flies, and they're kind of wet all the time, and they ain't clean now. It's like when your dog come home from, if your dog run away for a while and come back home and looking stink now.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
animals like. And I get what they was going for, in terms of the violence and everything, not nice. But it just, because, and the script is not the worst script ever, but it just didn't gel. And then
Yeah.
because everything felt, that's why I'll say everything just felt unfinished. With it, not horrible, not the worst thing ever, not hot garbage or anything like that, but just everything just felt unfinished with this. And
Right.
that is what it's a little unfortunate, heartbreaking kind of film, because like, wait, this could have been really good if they get a chance to, if it had if it had just put in a little extra 20 million and they get extra little bit of time to do this, it could have been really good. But I don't know, boy, this didn't work at all. I didn't like it. It just fell flat for me.
All right. So you were saying that it reminded you of Warcraft, right? Now,
Right.
I was trying to remember the name. Um, okay, actually, it now came to actually while I'm talking here, right? So the movie that it reminded me of, actually, weird, oddly enough, right, was Pocahontas. So I'll tell you why. So
Right. Yeah.
right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
remember 995 Pocahontas, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I just real old, but yeah, I remember way back, and you realize, well, that's not how the story actually went, they just deviate so much from history, so you just had to make
Yeah.
a Disney movie, man, right? And I think that there was a live action movie that came out around that time. It did before, after.
Right.
That was about her. But I know that Terrence Malick, yes, bringing up his name again, did the New World, right? Which is a
Right.
movie that I've always been meaning to watch. Cause I always watch pieces, but I just never got around to it. Yes, I know it's great, but I just never got around to it, right? Um,
Right.
that, and one of the characters in it is Pocahontas, right? So my point
Yeah.
is, you have the Disney version of Pocahontas, and then you had the real Pocahontas, right? So when I was
Yeah.
watching this show here, I was like, all right, this is not the Disney Jungle Book. This is not the 1967 animated film or the
Right.
2016 one. This is not bare necessities,
Right.
breaking down into song and whatnot. Jungle Book. This is trying to be close to the source material as
Right.
possible.
Right.
I never read it, but I hear that the material is dark. I like, all right, okay. So I kind of get from like from a production standpoint or just from a creative standpoint, they want to kind of stay true to that, right?
Right.
Yeah, the Disney was like, all right, cool. So nobody doing live action, or maybe there was one before. I can't remember. I think that there was a Jungle Book before the 2016 one, but whatever, right? Point is, and the circus saw a lane. It's like, all right, well, I kind of like this book here. I like the darkness of it. I want to capture that because movies I tend to star in are dark, right? Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings, the Apes trilogy, all that stuff, right? So cool. And then Disney other come and say, yeah, well, we people just like we could only put out these beloved animated movies on home media for so long. Let me actually make it live action in a sense now, right? And
Right.
bam, Jungle Book, right? And I guess Annie was like, ah, fuck, really? I mean, so it really
No,
does
no,
feel
right.
like that. Like he had
Okay.
like
So
ambition, but it was just
I
a missed effort.
no, right. So I was aware of this narrative in the sense of uh he was kind of angry that Disney was gonna put it out, because he knew that they would have just, he didn't want the other Disney-fied version of it now, because he thought they would have just do the same thing now. This
Yeah.
nice version. He wanted people to have the quote unquote real version of um what Kipling wanted to do in terms of the story, what the
Yes.
original Kipling story is. And I appreciate. I like that because there's a lot of like a lot of British culture in the 20th century, and we're going to white man's burden stuff. Right? That's not really what it's about. But there's a lot of British culture that a lot of people really romanticize, and I think what is worth talking about in terms of that, respect and that aesthetic, that feel of what British culture was in the 19th and 20th century, and how people think about the world, how the sensibilities of the world are. Again, ignoring the racism. But it, I get where he was going for, and I really like Andy Serkis. I like how you just think about a lot of projects. I think he's an actually creative guy, and there's a lot of great vision here. Because
there is.
felt like a lot of it felt like a lot of those old paintings of the book and the old, like you get especially that last shot.
Yes. Which is spoiling the trailer. That's all I'll say. But
right, but you get what he was going for with this. Like I like that what he was going for, and I could see somebody really liking this, but it just didn't gel together. That's the problem.
Yeah. I don't know, boy. But so while I was watching this show, I said to myself, all right. So if the 2016 Jungle Book didn't exist, right, and this movie came out instead now, would people have actually enjoyed it though? And like while I was watching, I was like, well, all right, there's some things in it that they would like, but then again, some things that would just take them out entirely.
No. If it got the chance to be a little more polished, fix the edit a little bit, and then have finish the CGI and have the CGI look as polished as what the Disney film was, because some of the CGI is better than, or at least the aesthetic of what it was going for, better in my opinion. I prefer this than some of the Disney stuff, but this came out too late, and because this didn't add anything new to the table, it does fall a lot for me. It doesn't really add anything new to the table from a special effects standpoint now, because like we don't see this,
that's the problem, and you can't help but think that when you're watching this movie, you can't help it. You've seen this before, yeah. You've seen the forested, establishing shots. You've seen the rivers. You've seen the animals walking and talking and stuff. You've seen that before.
Yeah, the big thing is the animals, and I'll admit, if the film didn't come out, I would have probably really liked this. If they polish it a little better, I'd have probably really liked this movie. Probably.
Yeah, but about that, right? So here's the problem, though. Like while I'm ahead of myself, maybe people would have accepted it if it came out 2016. Maybe I would have, but
yeah,
the tone, mate. Yeah, talk about that tone. So for me, being my age, I got the dark tone. I understood what it was getting at with it. It's way more dark than, of course, the 2016 movie, which was dark. There was some dark movies, especially with Shere Khan, right?
I forget which thing I was thinking of as well, where it was quote unquote closer to the book, but being closer to the book itself kind of suffered, like the original material. I think it was Tarzan had this problem as well.
Oh gosh, that Legend of Tarzan movie that I skipped out on.
Yeah, no, it was terrible because they decided to just decide, oh well, we're going to do this grounded approach that was kind of similar to some of the early Tarzan material, and then they decided to do this whole historical revisionist kind of aspect of making it accurate, and it's about King Leopold and all that bullshit. And I was like, yeah, all you missed the point though. But
exactly,
that film's kind of boring and lame. This one at least had some focus, and it made mistakes of focusing on some things that I wouldn't have focused on. But that's about it. I didn't. The script and the screenplay was a little weak too in terms of like some of the delivery, and because the special effects not helping. Because again, some of that interaction with Mowgli and the animals was looking kind of bad.
Yeah, I'll talk about the visuals in a bit, right? But for me. Yeah, but for me though, the tone by I sorry, like if you plan, like if you are kids, right? And you tell them, oh, Mowgli, new movie, what I mean? And then they got asked, but did we see this 2 years ago? And be like, yeah, but it's on Netflix, fuck it, whatever, right? The parents will be cussing kids out, whatever. Kids will be scared shitless by this. That's all I have to say. But the content in it is so dark, right? Not too dark that is like you can't watch it or it's like R-rated or whatever. No, it's friggin' animals, right? Fighting amongst each other or whatnot. but it's to the point that I imagine some kids will just be scared by this trend.
Yeah,
Like
no,
for example, like a couple of
real,
moments
um,
involving car and all too with the python.
yeah,
I know would just like make kids like piss their pants, dread. Like it's
yeah.
just
But
that dark.
real
I mean,
grimy. It real grimy. I because I was
yeah,
like, that hyena character where you seen flies and the fur looking like matted
yeah.
at place.
I was
Gross,
like,
gross.
God,
A lot of
like
blood. And the blood looking really.
yeah,
Yeah, I like wait, it's more plants and apes than anything. And I was like, oh,
you know,
whoops. I enjoyed that. I actually like that a lot.
yeah,
In my opinion. But now, boy, it was like, wait, this is how I grind it though. I
yeah.
did
So
sure.
right. So from a aesthetic, I really do get where you're coming from. I really do appreciate. It's the jungle. You're not gonna
Yeah,
romanticize everything like how. I mean, let's face it. That's what the 2016 movie did. It made it all
right.
romantic. It was about, sun. This oh gosh, flora and fauna, and not
Right,
about
right.
dangerous animals that could kill you, right? Whatever. But they do kind of go for that, and I think that's the tonal shift that just threw me off now. Like I don't say this should be entirely dark. You want to have that story, you want to have that character that we care about. So the first few moments, when Mowgli grows into the pack and whatnot, it makes for some really genuine moments now. But
Yeah,
he kind of switched to dark, and then it's almost like, well, we got to be dark, we got to stay dark because this is what's going on. And then there's a subplot which caught me completely off guard. I was assuming that is because it's based off the other books in the Jungle Book series, whatever it is, where he finds himself in the actual village where we only saw
yeah,
glimpses of in the 2016 movie.
yeah,
I actually like those moments. That's when things started to get a little bit more lighthearted. I see McGill freed up into. I was like, hey, she in this
yeah,
movie. So
yeah,
looking
yeah,
fine
yeah.
as hell. All right, cool. But unfortunately, they kind of, but then it just go dark again. There's one scene though, one scene involving a friend, if you will, of Mowgli, and when you see what happened
Right.
to him, I was like, wow, that's really gonna depress the shit
It
out of
can.
kids watching this movie, man.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. On the subject of that, there is a character, basically this hunter, this game
Right.
hunter, Matthew, yeah, John Lockwood, that's his name. He's played by Matthew Rice or Reese, or whatever you call it, right? Reese. Didn't really do much with him, and the way how
Yeah.
they kind of
That
end
kind of,
his arc though was like, really, what? That's it? What?
mm,
But now we gotta get to editing, right? Not gonna spoil this part. This is right. Actually, this is a minor spoiler. So, Game Hunter have this big, gigantic elephant tusk, right? And all of a sudden, Mowgli discovers it. Next scene is him actually going back to the forest. You don't even show him establishing running with the tusk, right? It's just him in front of one of the big elderly elephants, and
yeah.
he just puts back the tusk. And I was like, but wait, I'm missing something here. So I don't know. Like in the back of my mind, I tell myself, wait, they had to cut something out though. Something was cut, Jay, because you can't just can't be in this one room with this tusk, and then all of a sudden you back in the forest talking to your brethren like, hey, and them like, we need you back because Shere Khan is taking over. Like, what happened? Something
Yeah.
happened and they just cut it out there. So yeah, editing was a little sloppy here or there. Um, the voice acting is great, especially from Christian Bale, who plays Bagheera,
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays Shere Khan. Even there were a couple of moments where he was going theatrical and slightly
Right.
hammy.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
another thing. Yeah.
yeah, you could have
Big.
toned that down. That was a little too much because he's like, the blood that will flow from
Yeah.
Mowgli. He like shouting like,
Yeah. No,
bruh, come on, man, come
okay,
on,
so I
dial it back
think
there.
personally, this is one of the worst Shere Khan in a while for
Like
me.
Idris Elba's Shere Khan was way better. Cause he just had
Right.
that intimidating voice about
But
it. He didn't have to
even
shout and enunciate words. Come on.
no, but
Come on,
even
Benedict.
Idris, I didn't care for all that much.
Oh
But
really?
he's
You
better than
didn't care for
this
him?
one.
You didn't like it,
No,
Idris Shere Khan?
no, not all that much, frankly.
Okay.
Compared to at least somebody like a Tony J was on that level now. I thought he was kind of underwhelming as well, but he's still definitely better than Benedict. I thought Benedict was pretty weak in this too.
Yeah.
They really need. They should. You see, okay. I just a little mini rant on the side here.
Yeah,
Again,
get out of the way. Get out of the way.
uh, hire proper voice actors, please. You see this whole hiring a celebrity for voice acting shit? Hollywood need to cut that shit out, right? most actors are kind of bad at voice acting. Sorry, most actors not as good at it. Very few actors actually good at voice acting. But yet for some reason, just for the quote unquote big name, they like to replace a lot of people. I don't know when that starts. It started around when Shrek came out, the first one, where they decided to just put up actors instead of actual good voice actors who know the shit. Hire
Okay,
good
so
voice.
you mean like Eddie Murphy, for example?
Well, Eddie Murphy not particularly bad, but I remember when they had Justin Timberlake, and like, what the fuck
Oh
was it?
yeah,
Like,
was it for the
and he was
second one? I think it
terrible.
was. I think it was for the second one. Yeah.
You the third one,
Oh,
but
third
he
one,
was
right.
terrible. But it's like, oh, because Justin Timberlake, they decided to just have a hype mark. Like I get the reason, it's a hype machine reason. But jeez, boy, like they just have a person this day for the sake of it now. It's like no, you need to have you need a good voice actor. You get a voice actor, whatever. Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is with me, because it's Andy Serkis, I feel it's clearly because, hey, well, we worked together on Lord of the Rings, right? So let me link up now. So I'll get
Yeah.
Benedict here, I'll get Kate Blanchett there. Well, Christian Bale, I don't know what project him and Andy worked on. I don't know. But
Right. I
in the
can't remember
movie,
off the top. Yeah.
whoever,
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett, sorry, right, as Car. Now, the
Right.
moment when I hear the opening narration to this by Car, oh, well, Kate Blanchett herself, I was like, we really doing Lord of the Rings here, folks? We really doing this?
Yeah.
We
Pretty
really doing
much.
this now? And it sounds way more theatrical than, the nice voice that she had with, in Lord of the Rings, the first movie, right? It had this kind of calm tone to it, even though she was talking about her dark shit, right? And she was, you get the sense that, yes, something dark was going to happen, but there's hope. And there was even a point in the opening narration where I was like, well, all the hope, what I mean? Just where we thought that all hope is lost, it came in the form of a small creature. I was like, oh, it got me a hobbit. You know what I mean? And then you see Mowgli come into the story basically, right? But yeah, boy. And anything, I love Kate Blanchett. I think she is the best actress working in Hollywood today, in my opinion, just because she just puts 110% in nearly everything she does. But I
Yeah.
find here it was just like, I mean, she did what she was supposed to do, but I felt like almost like she could have, like maybe she was just directed better because it's
Right.
just voice acting she had to do, but just directed better, she would have
No,
pulled off
voice
a better
acting.
performance.
This is what I
But
keep
here it
saying.
was just, I
Voice acting.
must sound
Yeah.
creepy and I must sound weird and dark because this is a dark movie, and it just kind of comes off a little laughable than anything else because you know the actress who's doing the voice. So
No, voice acting. Voice acting need proper direction. A lot of people don't
yeah,
get that. Like it's a whole expertise, a level of expertise that people just think, oh, I just need to put a familiar voice behind it, and you can just do it.
yeah.
Sorry,
And
you
and
need good
even
voice.
some of the lines and all too that she did I didn't really like I'm getting bored, and when I
Yeah,
get bored I get hungry. What?
yeah, yeah,
Now let me like Scarlett Johansson for example, right? What I liked about her, apart from having that sexy voice, is that she's a fucking snake. She's
yeah,
trying to entice you. She's trying to get you. I remember from the old movie, she had that thing with her eyes that she's hypnotized you. So when you get
yeah,
hypnotized, she swallow you. No, it's just Car being dark and scary because the scene is dark and scary. Even though I did like the part where you were seeing like images of the future being superimposed on her body. I thought that was like a really cool visual moment. But other than that,
yeah,
they do this thing where she like talking about the future and one day he will lead and impact the future and his voice will impact the forest and like what. Anyway, right? um so yeah, the some of the dialogue just needed work, some of the delivery needed work, but it's way more apparent, boy, unfortunately, with the lead himself, boy. Rohan Chan, who plays Mowgli, he have the look down. He has the look down. Even though he had like at first he had this kind of ghoulish look to him because of the long hair and the big eyes, but he had the look down good, right? And I will give credit where credit is due. He does a lot of physical actions. I guess because it's Andy Serkis, so it's like, all right, well, you know me when I do mocap, I had to run around and do stuff and crawl and stuff. So you got to do that too. So he commit to the rule, right? But god damn, it had a couple of lines where it's like, geez, you could not do another take of this way where
yeah,
it's like, leave me alone. You left
yeah,
me. You are not my brother. You are not my friend. That's what he says
yeah,
to the, I think it's to the albino wolf dread. I was like,
Yeah.
yo could not do that again, Joe. Like
Yeah,
another
no,
take
it's
on this
really
movie.
it was very unpolished. It's very unpolished. You're right. Very unpolished.
Jeez, boy. But he have range. I'll give him that. It had a couple of emotional moments. One scene in particular where he tell another wolf, "Well, yeah, you're turn all their back on me, so why I should come to help all that?" I thought that was good, but just
Right.
that couple of lines, it was like real cringeworthy, boy. And we didn't talk
Yeah.
about Andy Serkis himself, who plays Baloo. Have this kind
Right.
of like Cockney accent, which like
I didn't mind that. I thought I was
I
okay.
didn't mind, but it fit
Yeah.
the look of the character because, like I said, a lot of flies in him. He looked kind of mangy and all that kind of stuff, right? So
Yeah.
it works in terms of character.
His lip
Now,
hanging.
yeah, with his lip hanging and stuff, like he gay ass whoop like about an hour before he come into the actual scene, that kind of thing. So now for last gripe with the movie, right? Well, big flaw I should say. Um, the visual effects themselves. Now, backgrounds and stuff look great. Lighting, excellent, right? Cinematography, if you want to call it that, sorry, look great, right? Lots of great visuals here or there. There's even one shot that I really loved that I really loved where Mowgli was in at the bottom of this pond or river, whatever it was, and you're seeing his perspective of Shere Khan's bloody mouth like dipping into the water itself. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So there is some well thought out ideas in terms of just the visuals, right? But
Yeah.
the creature designs themselves, by so because it's mocap and because you want to try the whole Smeagol slash Caesar technique where you're using the actor's face and you're using the muscles and bones in the face to kind of emphasize the character's face itself, it kind of makes their faces look really weird and kind of
Yeah.
baffling and awkward, right? You see that especially with Baloo and Bagheera and Shere Khan himself. Like they look
Yeah.
weird, Dread. Like
Yeah.
the 2016 movie went out of its way to make the characters, the creatures themselves, look real, even though they are talking, right? But this one is like I could kind of see Cumberbatch's face. I could kind of see Christian Bale's
Yeah.
face. I kind of see Andy
That's
Serkis's
a
face.
work.
I like, no, why? You know what I mean? But I guess maybe it's because of the technique involved, the actual visual effect involved. But that's just like one or two creatures, though, right? Or I should say, is more humanoid creatures, right? So
Yeah.
Smeagol, of course, looking like kind of close to human, but just kind of ragged and whatnot. And with sorry, with the apes trilogy, because it's apes and apes, humans, blah blah blah. But you want to try this thing with like tigers and panthers and
Yeah. Yeah.
snakes and shit.
That's something
Like
I have to sit down and make a lot
yeah,
of work out. That's very difficult to do, and that requires time and polish.
yes,
Polish. Sorry.
polish,
Yeah.
yeah.
Time on that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so I could
They
tell
should
like
time for
like
that.
maybe the budget was cut like in post so they could really touch up on the faces and thing properly. But yeah, it really did take me out by and just the mere fact that they give them this kind of grimy look make it even worse as well. So I could imagine kids watching this and not being scared, but it's kind of like this is weird. I don't know why. I
Yeah.
can't I can't pinpoint it, but something is
It
off
fall into
here.
that uncanny valley domain. That's why it was. It didn't climb out of the valley like how Disney did theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as good goes, the music is fine. Um, the story, there are some glimpses of great things, but unfortunately, you just had a kind of way through the dark murkiness of the film to see these moments. You know what I mean? And it's a shame, though. It's really a shame. You could tell that a lot of effort was put into this, but it's not just because of the 2016 movie coming out, but just them not really sure, at least actually the crew involved, not really sure of the final product or what they really want out of this. They want it to
Right.
be dark enough that it will appeal to teens and adults, and they end up like alienating or scaring kids in the process, or they just want to be so anti-Disney that it is exactly that, but it just kind of loses the heart of the original Disney film, you know what I mean? Or sorry, the Disney films as a whole, and I guess of the story too, because it really more kind of focuses on the darkness of it all than
But
just the heart of it all.
as I say, I get that he tried to really not be Disney because look, it's not an original Disney story.
Exactly, yeah,
He's trying to really not avoid the Disneyfied version of this stuff. And I understand a big blowback to that because that, I mean, look, that's what Disney does. They will take something and then make their own version and then act as if, well, their version is the default. And for many people, culturally, it is. They've succeeded quite well. So I get where Andy Serkis is coming from. So as I say, in some ways, my heart does break for him a little bit with this because it's really a shame that he really didn't get. I won't say go as far as saying he didn't get a fair shake or anything like that, but he could have really didn't get a chance to finish what he wanted to do. Because to me, if he got a chance to complete his vision and he put it out at the same time, he'd have probably blew Disney out of the water. But that's how it is.
Yeah, it's so at the end of the day, folks. While I do praise the ambition and just the bravery in just taking this dark tone, like really sticking to the source material, it just kind of loses the heart of it. It loses what makes it good. You know what makes it a great story. It's almost like it's dark for the sake of being dark, but not really understanding the emotional core things. And then just the kind of spotty animation, spotty editing, everything else is just kind of spotty. It just some way in shape or form will just take you out of the movie. So while I really wanted to praise this movie, while I really wanted to root for this movie, I don't know, but I just couldn't. So I mean, I don't think I hated it as much as you did, but for me, this gets a light, decent 2.5 out of 5. If you're curious to see it, watch it. I mean, if it's on Netflix anyway, so if you care to watch it, watch it. But I highly advise that if you have kids, this is not the version you may want to show them. Stick with the 2016 version, but I don't know, maybe you just want some darkness and edginess to your Disney live action adaptations, I guess. So I don't know, maybe check this one out. But for me, didn't really care for it ultimately. So what's your rating, Ricardo?
Yeah, and I give it roughly the same score. I give it like about a 5 or 6 out of 10. I don't have a problem with that. But it's really, and because at no point I got the sense that it was trying to be edgelord now. You know, it's me edgy for the edgy sake. You know, I want to cut myself on the edge, right? But it does, we gotta get where Serkis was coming from with the original tone. What you know, Kipling may have been going for it with the original material, and it a lot of it works, but so much of it doesn't. It's really a shame, and it's really unfortunate that they couldn't really have this again. I keep using the word gel together, as in it need to come together as an idea. You know, it's like you could pop a bunch of bricks on a wall, but if you have no mortar, that shit will go and fall down, right? And
I like that. Great analogy there.
And that's basically what happened here with this. It just didn't come together the way it should. As I keep calling it less than the sum of its parts, right?
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate that this happened on the way it is. Yeah, I give it like a 5 out of 10. It's not the worst thing ever. It's not a shit show. It's not a mess, but it just doesn't work. It just
unfortunately.
You know, the souffle just fall flat. So that my take on that. I don't hate this. Noble failure, I kind of might put it in the camp of. You know, it could have been.
It is actually. Yeah.
It could have been good, but it just didn't gel the way it should have. Whatever.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say though, like I don't want to think that this could be the last thing that like Andy Serkis will just look at this and be like, well, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just gonna do
exactly
active for the rest of my life. Like I think he has potential in as a director, you know, just behind that chair. You know what I mean? I think that with a few more films, he really will establish himself.
Let's be clear about something. You know, if you're not a big time super studio and you don't have that backing behind you, you kind of have to get the stars to align and the planets to align for this stuff to really be a big success. It's not just Andy Serkis' name alone going to hold this, right? Not just all of these names are going to hold this. You had to really come with a product that really people are going to enjoy. And again, if things didn't work out, that's basically what happened on the production end of things. That's basically what happened with this. Things just didn't work out. You know, whatever reason WB decided not back here the way they should have. You know, they didn't have. You know, that's it. That's how things just work. And you're a big name, eh? So far, that's for some nobody filmmaker. You really have to get your stuff and your ducks in line to make that work. And yeah, that just didn't happen. You know, there's a production failure, not a creative failure necessarily, I would argue. But that, you know, that's it. It's one of these kind of tragic stories, unfortunately. And that is about it. So
yeah.